everyone, Pushinguproses here, and today I'm putting on my metaphorical rose-colored glasses and taking you on a We Sing journey. Now, We Sing was a pretty significant part of my growing up. I'd always had a fondness for music, so my family would always buy me VHS tapes that focused on that. They're basically live-action musicals, and they frequently use nursery rhymes and children's songs. Most of them have some sort of life lesson, though admittedly, it's hard to focus on a moral when we have people dressed up as humanoid crayons running about. I had several of these tapes growing up, but I probably watched Grandpa's Magical Toys the most. It teaches children to be young at heart, which means to keep a youthful attitude on life despite your age. It does not mean become a raging man-child on the internet. As we begin our We Sing journey, we see Grandpa in his dedicated toy room dusting his toys. He reflects that the day feels like it'll be a special one.
It feels like a special sort of day. A special sort of day indeed.
I never noticed this growing up, but I detect... what is that, a Scottish accent?
What a morning. It feels like a special sort of day.
Turns out that it is a special day because Grandpa's son Peter and his friends, Sarah and David, decide to come over for a visit. David is a little shy, so what better way to get someone to open up than to pretend to get their name wrong over and over?
Do come in, Leonard.
David.
Oh, I heard a lot about you, Leonard.
David, Grandpa.
Oh, I thought you called him Leonard.
David.
Leonard?
David, Grandpa.
You called him Leonard.
David.
Well, David it is then.
After introductions are established, Grandpa initiates some conversation with a song.
Good morning, and how do you do?
Is it just me, or is this character trying to appear toothless? Look at that expression. Classic Grandpa. I'll just add some teeth myself. Better. Grandpa then adds that he has lost a very important golden key and asks the kids to keep an eye out for it. He then leaves so the kids can explore the room. As they're marveling over the maybe awesome for the time toys, a music box opens and sprinkles magic shrinking dust over everyone. But not only are they now tiny, they also find that one of the toys, a clown named Punchinello, has come to life. He explains that they can see and interact with him because they are in fact young at heart.
But it only happens if you're young at heart.
But we're kids. We are young.
Oh, well, yeah, but I said young at heart. How old you are doesn't make any difference.
After they untie Punchinello, they go into a little song that kind of follows the Simon Says formula. Here is David's special ability, walking in a circle and marching in place.
We can do it too, Punchinello, funny fellow. We can do it too, Punchinello, funny you.
Now I know this is a tape for kids, but surely David can do something else besides squinting at everything all the time, that is. Poor thing looks like he's constantly staring into the sun for the duration of this 1-hour special. There's also a little bird character that pops up if anybody mentions time. I'm sad to say that this is not the best puppetry I've ever seen. Every word apparently only has one syllable.
What a silly question.
She only appears when somebody says the word time, so Punchinello tries not to.
I think it's about...
ethics. The next character we meet is Sailor, who is very eloquent but can't seem to handle a simple clapping game.
How do you do? So nice to meet you. I don't understand why I can't get this right.
David comes in and, bless his heart, tries to perform what can be called a very weak English accent while squinting.
Oh, what seems to be the problem, Chop?
Oh yes, pip pip cheerio and all the like and rubbish and bloody bits and rubbish and whatnot. Sarah helps Sailor with his clapping game, and afterwards they go into a more complicated one, and as a kid, I just did not understand this. I basically looked like poor Punchinello here, but it's okay because he finds a partner to help him along, which is the lesson of this segment. Friendship. As you could probably guess, all of these characters have their own song associated with them. The Muffin Man, of course, has the Muffin Man, who lives on Cherry Lane? Drury Lane? No, Cherry Lane. Drury Lane?
Oh, do you know the Muffin Man who lives on Drury Lane?
Oh right, Drury Lane. Though I do think Drury Lane would be a much more interesting street. And is it just me, or is this a very egotistical song? We're asking, do you know the Muffin Man in front of the Muffin Man? And then he starts singing his own song. Bitches better know about the Muffin Man. The double M seems to be in dire straits because he ran out of muffins. He only has one left and he feels pressured to choose somebody to give it to. So clearly, the only way to resolve this is with an exciting round of potatoes, which is basically just eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and seems kind of arbitrary. I'm not certain this game isn't rigged.
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato more.
Peter, my boy, the muffin is yours.
Oh, well, thank you, Muffin Man.
I thought I was gonna get a potato. Peter wins, somehow, and is awarded the muffin, but insists that they share it. With his super amazing muffin powers, the Muffin Man splits it into equal parts, and holy shit, that muffin looks really good! I can understand why Punchinello looked all dreamily at this thing earlier, though maybe he's just baked. Ha! Baked! Baked! Because you bake muffins and he looks high. Also, I'm confused by the relationship of Punchinello and the Muffin Man. They could be BFFs, but this belly rubbing suggests something more. I ship it. Next on the list of characters is the rather long-winded little Dutch girl, who sounds more like she's from New Jersey.
You know how that is when you hear a song and you just can't get it out of your head? And it's really funny because it keeps going around and around.
She performs her song while jumping rope, and as it turns out, Sarah is also good at this, so she borrows her rope to showboat a bit.
That's a little tricky.
Dutch girl gets jealous and decides to jump rope some more, inviting people to join in with each verse of this song.
I love coffee, I love tea, I want Sailor to come in with me.
Unfortunately, the rope isn't very long, so Sailor can't join in when it's his turn.
Help!
That is now my favorite quote from this tape. I need this to become a GIF or something. Help! Punchinello extends the rope with his rope extending powers, and other people can now join in. The rope keeps getting longer, and David is the last one invited in. Oh, and he just looks so deflated. Oh, David, no, this is not going to work. But it's okay, because Punchinello distracts everyone with some creepy Willy Wonka poetry shit.
Mabel, Mabel, set the table just as fast as you are able. Don't forget the salt, sugar, vinegar, knives, forks, spoons, and don't forget the red hot peppers.
After everyone finishes jump roping, the Dutch girl gets upset because her ribbons are undone, and she feels all bad and disheveled, but the others reassure her that they played with her because it was fun, not because of her ribbons. A nice little sentiment, if not a bit simple. Now, as a kid, it would be around this time in the tape where I would typically lose interest in Grandpa's Magical Toys. I'm not really sure why, it just becomes a slog. Or maybe I just find the farmer in the dell a rather boring character, I'm not sure. What is even happening in this song?
The noise takes the dog, the noise takes the dog. Hi-ho, the dairy-o, the noise takes the dog.
The good news is that David finally gets his moment in the spotlight.
The tree's staying low. Wow!
But also, Illuminati confirmed. We also meet Laddie and Lassie, who perform the folk song, Did You Ever See a Lassie?
Did you ever see a lassie, a lassie, a lassie? Did you ever see a lassie go this way and that?
I remember singing this song in elementary school during music class, and it's a little creepy, isn't it? Redundantly creepy.
Did you ever see a lassie go this way and that? Go this way and that way, go this way and that way, go this way and that way.
And now we get to what I refer to as the Misfit Toys. We're introduced to a rag doll, a jack-in-the-box, a monkey holding some symbols, classic, and a human crayon. They perform the hokey pokey, and at this point, my little kid brain probably tuned out. As a child, I used to think I had more refined taste in children's participation songs. Clearly, I was too old and sophisticated for the hokey pokey, and the following song, Who Stole the Cookies from the Cookie Jar, the only children's song where kids blatantly accuse each other of theft.
Punchinello stole the cookies from the cookie jar.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Couldn't be.
Then who?
No one. You ate them all yesterday.
Okay, wow, that was a really dramatic close-up of this thing's lips. The next song is about balls.
Roll that red ball down to town. Roll that red ball down to town.
What is Punchinello doing here? What is this dance? That is ridiculous. In case you forgot, we're still trying to find the key to Grandpa's music box. I guess everyone got swept away by all the music that they forgot to look for it. Luckily, one of the toys knows where it is, the red ball. The red ball is the one that finds the key, and apparently was the only one who knew where it was. The smartest toy here is the red ball. It's a ball. The key, which I always thought was the most gorgeous thing I'd ever seen as a child, was incorrectly lodged into the merry-go-round.
I thought it was the key to the merry-go-round.
Oh, no! That one is flat and gray. This one is very special.
They replaced it with the correct key, and this is where things get particularly embarrassing. The toys on the merry-go-round come to life, and these costumes are so bulky and terrible, they just look awful to dance and perform in. The three critters sing a rousing rendition of Hambone.
If that diamond ring don't shine, Papa's gonna buy me a fishing line. Hambone, Hambone, where you been? I've been around the world and I'm going again. Hambone.
Oh my god, that was the most miserable Hambone I've ever heard. It sounded so depressing. Hambone. I love it. Now that the key has been found, the kids can go back to their normal lives. The sparkly dust from the music box is apparently what made them small, and the key will make them big again. But remember,
It only happens if you are young at heart.
the kids say a sad goodbye to all of the toys with the hopes that they will return someday, and as they each touch a jewel on the key, they grow back to normal size. Grandpa is appreciative that the kids found the key, and as he's putting it back, he notices the gold dust next to the music shelf and realizes that the kids had visited with the toys.
I think you're almost ready to hear about these things.
Wow, he's making it sound like they're about to have the sex talk or something. They leave to go make some cookies and discuss what happened, and later Peter returns to leave some cookies for the toys. Although, I just had a thought. Where is Grandma? Is she still in the picture? Oh man, is the dust from the jewelry box her ashes? Nah, it's probably just Coke. And that's it. The tape ends on the scene of the toys gathering around this oversized plate of cookies, and as the credits roll, the song Playmate plays, which I sang relentlessly as a kid, and it probably bugged the hell out of everyone around me.
Say your playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dolly's tree, climb up my apple tree.
Out of all the We Sing tapes, I watched Grandpa's Toys the most when I was young, and after rewatching it, I really do think it aged well. I think most of the We Sing tapes did. They were silly enough without becoming too corny. And as an adult, no, it's not the best, of course, but I'd still show these tapes to my kids, especially if they like musicals. I riff, but I riff with love and feeling. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey back to my childhood. I really hope you enjoyed it. Do you guys have a favorite We Sing tape? Let me know, and you might just see it covered by me in the future. See you next time. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my video about We Sing Grandpa's Magical Toys. If you want to see some other childhood media videos I did, I linked them on the screen, and be sure to let me know what your favorite childhood tapes were. Check out the description for more info, and like, subscribe, and sacrifice virgin blood to me and all that stuff. See you guys in the next one.